Prince Harry and Meghan, obviously they are leaving royal duty, or going to try and leave royal duty. They're having meetings with the royals within the next few weeks. Meghan's people, obviously press and all the rest of it, this is a fact, allegedly, be careful.
One of those alleged facts.
Yeah. Been getting into contact with all the American news outlets, all of the chat shows, Oprah Winfrey, etc., right? For a reveal all on the Queen, the royals, their dirty laundry. Now, the theory is that basically Harry, A, wants to leave the limelight because Meghan is being hounded, much like his mother was. There's a fear there that his beloved wife will meet the same end, and obviously there are theories that his mother met that end due to his grandmother, Queen Liz. So basically, this is seen as a threat that Harry and Meghan will go on to Oprah, for example, do a reveal all interview and say everything about the royals, including the assassination. Because obviously, if you do it in the limelight and then they die, it looks very fucking suspicious.
You're immortal,
right?
then, aren't you?
Exactly. You beat him to it. But also, there's also a theory that basically this is a threat, so that they can use it as leverage in these meetings with the royals to basically be like, look, you either let us go or we're going to bring this whole shit down, boy.
Wow.
So that's the theory. So they're basically going to go on an American network like Oprah and reveal everything, including Queen Liz assassinating his mother.
What's the source on that? Because you started with fact and then said allegedly.
Internet. Nah, look, right? This is all over the internet that Meghan's people are getting in contact with everyone. CNN, ABC, all of those.
So you think it's a bit of a scare tactic? Feasible. She comes from a completely different world where that would be a normal tactic, I think, for an actress.
Yeah.
100%.
To go through.
Yeah.
So, and he hasn't. So I'd assume it's more than possible.
I will delve into that, but I just want to know, what's our opinions on all this?
I think it's fine. I don't see the issue.
I don't know why everyone is hating these two people. They seem like the most normal, relatable pair in the royal family. My granddad is sharing stuff like, oh, Meghan's this, Meghan's that. What? Someone please inform me.
Yeah.
What has she done?
I know. She's not done anything.
If you actually watch interviews of her and stuff, because I really like the series Suits.
Right.
And she was obviously in it for about 6 seasons. If you watch interviews of her when she's before Harry, one of the nicest people. Like, she talks about like her Twitter followers and stuff, how she's become friends with some of them just because she likes to communicate with her audience and stuff like that. And just I've never seen a bad thing about her. The only bad stuff I've seen about her is the way the press portray her in Britain.
But are they portraying her because she's of a different ethnicity?
That's a hard one.
Yeah, there is
that's only
because there's direct comparisons, isn't there, to William's partner Kate, and how they're portrayed entirely differently.
Yeah, so like Kate, I saw an article on the same, what was it, Daily Times?
Yeah,
like where she's like holding her bump, and it's like,
it's cradling.
Oh, it's loving, and then Meghan does the same thing, and it's like, oh, she's avoiding the cameras. Oh, she's. What the fuck? What world are we living in where they're having a go at a mother for holding the bump of their fucking baby?
The weird thing about the kind of ethnicity side of it is that no one's ever specifically mentioned that, but it's an obvious jump to go to say, well, why are they portraying her like that? Why are they doing the same stories but complete opposite for her? The only other thing it could just be because she's American. We don't have another English person coming into the family, and now that's their way. But it's not their way of sneaking in from America though, because they're trying to get out of it.
I mean, I'm just gonna put my fucking head on the chopping block. I think the whole royalty thing's so outdated. It's archaic. 100%. I don't understand why we have a fucking was it a monarchy?
Yeah, I'd be out of a job. But
I've heard. Well, now let's step away from the conspiracy shit for a second because this is actually true. Clive Lewis, who's going for leader of the Labour Party, he has said that if he becomes Labour leader and then eventually gets in, that he would offer a referendum to the people as to whether we abolish the monarchy or not.
Wow.
I know which way I'm voting. See you later, Liz.
The thing is, the only reason we need the monarchy is for tourism. Like, we earn so much money from them. Honestly, I was in London by the palace when Elizabeth was born, and the queue was mental outside the palace. I was like, what the fuck are they queuing for? I walked past. It was just on a little plaque 10 feet inside the gate, so you couldn't touch it. You could barely see it. Was her birth certificate.
Mad.
The queue was insane. Like, people care that much, but what do they actually do bar bring in tourists?
Yeah, no, 100%.
What, so they weren't even seeing the baby?
No,
That's
it
a
was to
birth
look at the
certificate,
birth
piece of
certificate.
paper.
It was
Mental,
one of the
isn't it?
most mental things I've ever seen.
That's made me feel a bit ill. That's made me feel a bit ill that enough people want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should get rid of a whole lot of them.
I think so. If I just bring it back to, so is Harry desperate to get Meghan away from the establishment that took from him the only other woman in his life that he has truly loved? It all makes sense. Meghan is seemingly out of favour with her royal counterparts and therefore could potentially be next upon the chopping block. There is a famous clip from the royal wedding whereby Harry, shortly after a loud bang, is seen clearly saying, "Is Meghan all right?" Such a cute gesture on the day, but when you take into consideration that he may have feared the Queen's wrath upon his newlywed, his desperation to know the fate of his beloved has much more sad and sinister undertones. I had a lot of fun writing this.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you see the interview the other day of what he said? In an interview, he said,
If you knew
if
what
you
I
knew
knew,
what I knew,
you'd be
you
doing
would
the
do
same.
exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not being funny. You could be like, yeah, but surely he's loyal to his grandmother, the Queen. If it's true, she killed his fucking mum.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
fuck that bitch
But
off.
also, at what point in anyone's life has someone gone, oh, my wife and a child, fuck them off. You right, Nan?
Yeah.
Like, no
Yeah.
one would do that. I
Nah.
barely talk to my Nan.
Nah.
Like,
What was the background knowledge on Princess Diana dying? Do you get
What
to
do you
that in a minute, or
I don't
not?
go into her actual death. No.
because I feel like I'm not as clued up on that as I should
so
be.
from what I know, I haven't heard about this in years. She was in France, and she was being
Going under a
harassed
tunnel.
by
Yeah.
reporters, chased under a tunnel, car crash
Yeah.
under the tunnel, but they blamed it on reporters harassing her.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the story. But everyone seems to think that it was
That it
something
was
more to
the-
do with
yeah.
the Queen because she was loved.
Because she was she was loved by the people but hated by the royals because she divorced, didn't she?
Yeah, she was also very, very
She was-
honest and open, and
yeah.
obviously
And
they're
she
meant
was
to
she
be.
was moved out of the way for Camilla. So-
What's the conspiracy then?
What's that?
What?
Oh, they think the royals killed.
The royals
Diana.
killed Diana.
And what was the
to bump
Queen's
her off.
motive? Intentions?
To get her out of the way, she was very open and honest.
Was
think-
she?
Yeah,
she
I
was a
think
threat. She was a threat to the monarchy.
And I think that's now what
basically.
Meghan is.
But wasn't
Yeah.
the Queen her mum?
No,
No, she married.
married Charles.
Married in.
Oh!
So
Yeah.
she's Meghan.
Yeah,
30 odd years
yeah,
ago.
not the daughter.
My whole life?
No, Diana
My
was.
whole life?
No.
I was like, okay, I kind of believe this, but why would this woman kill her
No.
daughter? She fucking killed her!
Yes,
Allegedly! Allegedly!
Exactly.
And also, based on all of this, if any of us die in the next
Yeah.
few weeks,
That's it, 100%. But
Oh,
can I?
I'm getting chills.
There's a few other theories that stem off of this, but okay. So this is still with Harry and Meghan. This isn't about going on TV anymore. This is about why they're stepping away. What if this is not the case at all? That they just want to step away from royal duties like CBA.
Yeah.
What if the Queen has ordered her grandson, Harry, who is now no longer that close in line of succession, thanks to Prince George, who is William's son, because now it'll be Charles, then William, then George. If anything happens to that line, then it'll be Harry. To make a big deal of leaving royal duties in order to take the attention away from her alleged non-son, Prince Andrew.
that makes complete
tell you
sense.
wrote that.
Fucking does, doesn't it? Anyway, if you want to know what I actually wrote, I put to take attention away from her alleged non-son, Prince fucking Andrew.
Has
Yeah.
the royal family or the Queen released any statements on Harry and Meghan?
No,
So they've never opposed it.
So in a nutshell,
So, in a nutshell, is the true reason for Meghan and Harry stepping away from the limelight nothing to do with Harry wanted to protect her, nothing to do with any murderous intent. It's actually so the Queen's like, you fuck off, I'll make a big deal, and then everyone will leave Andrew alone.
that's good.
I think Harry has an obvious fear for Meghan. So that's the only thing that pulls away from that, because you've said nothing. But I also, as if the royal family and the Queen have not released any statements on the fact that they want to do this, there's nothing to say they're opposed to it. The only people who seem opposed to it are the media and certain weird patriotic Brits who care that much about the monarchy.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely. When was the last time you saw anything about Andrew in the news?
I think the newspapers are shit scared of it. the newspapers are terrified of it.
Well, they can't just do what they want.
What?
But like, the royal family shouldn't just be able to get away with
No, they
things.
shouldn't. Like, this is true, isn't it? The Queen can just murder someone, can't she?
Yeah,
if she wants
she
to.
has, what's the word?
Because it's Her Majesty's prison
Royal
service.
service, yeah.
She has a complete immunity.
Yeah, she has immunity to any crime.
Because she's the Queen.
But if she just went round killing people,
Then everyone would be like, what the fuck
People
is
would
this?
hate her, but she has
Yeah.
immunity. We could
Yeah.
overthrow the throne,
That'd be
which
sick,
used to
wouldn't it?
happen hundreds of years ago.
You just
all the
be
time.
like, actually, what are they, Windsors?
Yeah,
I want Hopes to be the fucking
Yeah.
royal lineage. Go there, cut their heads off, and sit on
Yeah.
the throne.
People would
and then
challenge.
wait for someone to challenge me.
Ye-
Yeah.
Years ago, people would challenge the throne all the time. It doesn't happen
Yeah.
anymore because you can't just go and kill someone. Back then, technically, you could. It was a weird thing back then that you could just kill someone and go, "Well, I'm king now," and everyone
Yeah.
goes, "All right."
yeah, literally. It's fucking
All right.
mad. It is
Should have
fucking
done that
mad.
sooner. He was a prick.
It is fucking mad.